Oh my goodness, dude. Come here, bro.
Oh my God.
Holy cow, listen to it go. Don't dial me. That is so cool. Alright, good morning everybody. We are currently headed out for what should be a hopefully productive weekend of cruising and hiking and tent flipping and camping, all around outdoor activities in Georgia. It's currently kind of towards the end of April. We're getting towards when a lot of our herping is going to kind of shift towards mostly road cruising and night herping as things warm up and we start kind of progressing from spring into early summer. Just depending on what the weather's doing, May can be the best month of the year or it can be kind of slow. It just depends. So hopefully good things are in store, but we have the whole weekend here in Georgia. And then actually next week we are going back to Arkansas for a couple days. So let's get to it. Hopefully there will be some snakes out on the road. Well, it took all day, but there's our first snake. Very dark black rat snake here, crossing into this dude's yard, who he just drove by. So we're actually going to try to make sure he goes that way so he doesn't get into a conflict with a sand person. But very nice. Dark gray rat snake, black rat snake intergrade here in central Georgia. We'll get him out of the road. Hopefully that won't be the only snake we see this afternoon. Well, the snake cruising has been less than ideal. No snakes after dark and just the one rat snake before dark, but we did just cruise up a pretty cool amphibian. This is a really pretty looking barking tree frog, something that we do see pretty commonly, but never really predictable. They just kind of appear on humid nights like tonight. As you can see, that is a beautiful frog. A little bit more pattern to them than our normal green tree frogs with these spots, and they're quite big and variable too. Just a really solid frog, one of my favorites in Georgia. We'll make sure he gets out of the road, but decent find. Does not look like there's going to be much snake activity today though, unfortunately, so we'll try again tomorrow. So we drove past this thing twice because I thought it was dead. And then we get back to, I wasn't even really excited. I'm still kind of in disbelief that it's not hit because it's just sitting here. But there's our first snake of the night, a scarlet kingsnake. Very, very unexpected. Even though I did actually predict that that would be our first snake of the night, weirdly enough. But that was mostly a joke.
Last minute.
Look, he's doing a little, woo. I was not even excited until like this exact moment because I just knew it was going to be dead. It looked so dead the way it was sitting there.
Yeah.
Like, almost always when I cruise Scarlet Kings, they're flying across the road, but they're doing that right there. All right, I got some pics of this little guy, and we are getting ready to let him go, but, I mean, that is not a bad only snake of the night if we're only going to see one snake tonight, which it's looking like we are. We were pretty much headed back to camp when we cruised this guy, too. I mean, we were at it for a couple of hours, and that is the only thing dead or alive we saw. Then, of course, we had the rat snake a few hours before dark, but I mean, it rounded out to be a pretty solid day between the barking tree frog, this guy. But like I said, we're camping out all weekend, so there's a good chance we're going to find a lot of cool things between now and when we start back home in a couple days. So we'll let this gorgeous snake go and probably call it a night here unless we see anything else on the way back to camp. All right, everyone, it's the next morning. We're getting ready to do some tent flipping, but I did just notice there's a vulture nest under this piece. Not that it's super good for flipping anyways, but the vulture flew out. You can see her eggs. A ringneck. That's a weird thing to see around here. All right, first snake of the day, a ringneck, in an area where it actually is kind of surprising to see a ringneck. Maybe even the first time I've ever found one in this part of the state. So since yesterday was a lot warmer than today, I think we're gonna mostly walk around and flip today and hope that goes a little bit better than the cruising yesterday. Not that the cruising was terrible, we just only saw 2 snakes. Oh, there we go. A little coach whip. All right. He's very dark for that size. Very dark little coach whip. Nice to see this cover producing finally. This is a certified dad flip. This very odd size of coach whip to find. You can see he's almost solid black. I don't know if that's because he's about to shed. He looks like he's just about to come out of shed. See some of that kind of cool juvenile belly pattern that I think he's probably going to lose as he grows up. Very nice. Second snake of the day, ring neck and a coach whip so far.
Wow, is it pretty obvious?
Yeah, it just looks like a human turd. Oh, there's a racer. That was weird. Wow, he is pretty. Look at that.
He's small and very black at such a small size.
That faint pattern's cool. All right, well, nice little incidental racer sitting out on the way over to a piece of flip. Another very interesting transitional aged animal. You can kind of see that juvenile pattern. It'll be gone within the next couple of months, if I had to guess. But we'll just let this guy zoom. Don't zoom towards me. He zoomed towards me. Brother, you look too much like grass in the road and I almost ran you over and you are not very good at climbing. Wow. He is having a very hard... Look at that. For an arboreal snake, you are having quite the time with that embankment, dude. Very nice. Pretty rough green snake is our next find. We have not seen many of these on the road this year. In fact, this might be the first one we've cruised. I'm probably forgetting one, but to my recollection, that's our first on-the-road green snake of the year. And one of the only ones we've seen in the last couple months. These guys usually do get more common during the summer and fall, but I'm still kind of surprised we haven't seen more than we have. This one is beautiful too. Very, very bright green. All right, let's see how quickly this guy disappears into the vegetation. Pretty much instantly. Kind of see him going up through there. And at this point, I don't see him at all. Oh, there he is. He is motionless now. Well, after a number of unsuccessful attempts at tracking snakes today, I spotted this very, very faint track in the road. Followed it over here, and then I had to dive on him because of what it is, but there is our second racer of the day. Actually got hands on him too. Very, very sleek looking, freshly shed. Pretty adult racer. Wanted to grab him for a quick voucher though, so I figured I would get some video too while I'm at it, and we'll just let him go. Pretty screwed up that the last 2 times we've gone day cruising, the only snakes we've been able to successfully track off the road have been racers, which I think, like, statistically are one of the least likely to be tracked just because of how quickly they move through the ecosystem compared to something like a hognose, for example. All right, dude, come on. I'm trying to let you go. Stop trying to climb me. And there's my love bite. Might flip this. There's not much to grab onto over there, though. Nice lip here. Oh! What?
Beast.
What? What? Oh my God.
What a hog.
I'm glad we came flipping today. He's not even super long, it's just thick. Stretch out for me, brother. Oh my God. I think that's a top 3 big. Oh no. There we go.
He's in the blue a little bit.
Yeah, he's very in the blue. Well, I'm glad we decided to once again pivot and flip some more, because, oh my goodness, that is just a gigantic king snake, and in a part of the state where they are not common, weirdly enough. I know this looks like good habitat, being a big overgrown field, but it's kind of limited that there's quality king snake habitat. Yeah. But as you can see, this guy is very, very girthy, as big as any South Georgia king from the areas where they're very common. So I'm hoping that that's a good sign that we'll see more at this spot eventually. But bathtub king, you gotta love it. Was not expecting to find a king snake under that I was hopeful, but I was definitely not expecting it. And you can see he's got those really kind of thin rings. It's an interesting looking snake. Very, very clean. It'd be nice to see this guy freshly shed, but I don't think that's going to happen. Hopefully I will find him again one day. But we'll put him back under his bathtub. I think I'm going to let the GoPro footage speak for that one, just because the awe of flipping that tub and seeing this thing underneath it. That's crazy. What a beautiful animal. All right, big guy, here's your bathtub. Thank you so much for existing and being the way you are. What an animal. I mean, I hope the GoPro footage properly displays how ridiculous this thing is. I know you're deep in shed, but surely you know where you're at. Why are you trying to climb the bathtub? Go under it. There you go. You had it for a second. Not this way. He's having such a hard time with this. All right, different approach. Go in the big spot right here. There's a... Oh, he's constricting my arm now. Come on. There you go. So sick. What?
The biggest hognose you've ever seen in your life.
What the... Oh my God.
That is the fattest hognose I've ever seen.
That is ridiculous. Look at this hognose. Oh my God.
They do horizontal for you.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, dude. Come here, bro.
Oh my God.
Get that. Just get a picture of that. Holy cow, listen to it go. Don't dial me. That is so cool.
Let me go for the...
Don't do that. Oh no, don't do this. There it is. Oh my God. Well, we're done with that snake, I guess. Oh, what even? I'm gonna put this comically gigantic hognose, which is dripping slime from its mouth, underneath this piece of tin. All right, so we have a big grumpy canebrake now, a hognose, and a timber at this spot, all in shed. I wonder if this is the same one we found here before. But either way, this canebrake is deep in shed, so we're just gonna cover him back up, or let him, actually, we'll let him go over there and under there, hopefully. He knows where he's going, I think. You got a hole right there. There you go. Perfect. These are pretty... Oh, we didn't go in the hole. Go there. There we go. Oh, there's the timber. Or is that a different one?
That's a different one.
That one's pink.
Yeah, he's a lot lighter.
And not as in shed.
No.
Wow. Yeah, that is a different snake. That's cool. Hello, beautiful. Man, that thing is so pink.
What?
It's so pink.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I'm sure you can tell by the quality of this video, but it's actively getting dark on us, so we're gonna let this one go too. But 2 timbers and a hognose snake right here, all in one area. This one is very pink. I think this would be a really nice looking snake, freshly shed. All right, we are on the way back to camp from dinner, and 2 nights in a row. Another Scarlet King. What a great way to end the day. All right, well, once again, we are bamboozled by the surprise Scarlet King. I guess tonight was a little bit more of a surprise since we had completely given up, driven into town, eaten dinner, gotten stuck in the Taco Bell drive-thru for, like, not even joking, 30 minutes. And then still found a really cool snake to end the night, albeit the only snake we found after dark, once again, 2 nights in a row, was a Scarlet King. Very, very weird. Also worth noting, this is actually only the 3rd time I've seen this species alive crossing a road, but I think a lot of that is due to the fact that I hardly ever night cruise in areas where they're actually common. I tend to night cruise in parts of the state where they are very, very rare or fairly uncommon at the very least. This one is actually quite a bit smaller than the one last night. I'll try to pick him up. He's a little bit jerky. Come here. Hello. So pretty and so small. I mean, this is a young one, obviously, but they are very small snakes, very small king snakes. I believe they're the smallest king snake, at least that we have in the U.S. There might be a smaller one in Mexico, but I would think these guys are the smallest. Does anybody know for sure? Yeah, I guess this guy is probably a year, maybe 2 old. I could see him being just a 2-year-old snake that has not had very much luck finding food. And weirdly enough, that was it for the weekend. The last day of the trip, we did not see anything, but that just goes to show how fleeting these excellent spring days of herping can be. But that is going to be it for this episode. It was a fantastic weekend with my dad. We saw some incredible snakes. Definitely one of the more memorable weekends of the year so far. But I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time, where we're going to be in Arkansas.